all praises to the Most High. Uh, Fair use, copyright, disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and education research. So we want this is I always promote this brother and his research. So, but I've been promoting his research when it comes to the fact that these people never beat the war over the Indians. You know, the Northern Kingdom didn't lose to the Union. They were fighting the Union, right? They made it look like they were fighting. They made it look like they were fighting the South. The North and the South was fighting, right? But what happened is, you'll see in his video, you go back and look at his video, you'll see all of the black people standing for the Republican. The Union had no soldiers. You'll find out. This man got the research right here. And I'm going to just dive in it a little bit. I want you to just go back and look at all his research. Look at all of it. Look at all of it. Because he's got everything, and he's got proof. He's got receipts, Library of Congress. He got the whole thing laid out, man. And if you use this research along with the timeline of the Bible, he don't do that now. He's just strictly laying out what happened concerning the how we got in this condition as far as government. And who was in government and who was where. Because, see, that's the thing. If you set this in the timeline and look at all the research, this is what the camps don't have. They won't even look at it. And he won't even look at anything the camps is saying. But I'm looking at both researchers. I'm looking at both, I'm looking at both of them. I'm looking at the fact that the camps don't know how they scattered the Northern Kingdom from here. They can say, yeah, the Northern Kingdom was here, but they took some of them from here back over to Europe. What about all the people down south? They can't explain that. They said it was just 70,000, maybe 70 million here. I'm thinking 70 million, they say, of Gad was here. So that's what they do. They said, Gad, 3 tribes are here now. 3 tribes are here now in America. Now, the 3 tribes that are supposed to be on the Northern Kingdom is Gad, Issachar, Judah. I think they say Benjamin and the Seminole. The Native American Indians include everybody that was here on this land when they got here. They were all Native American Indians, not Gad. That's the first breakdown of, that's their first breakdown of the camps. Is they'll say the Native American Indians, and then they'll only refer to Gad as being the Native American Indians. But the Native Americans, the people that was here, the Coppertone people, would have to consist of everybody that's here now. That was here, the whole 9 tribes. Not just 4 tribes. You got to explain where the other 5 tribes are. Where did they go? It was over 300 million people here. And like Dane Calloway is saying, they did not ship all of those people. They did not catch all of those 9 tribes and ship them wherever, to Europe. 5 tribes. They didn't ship them. It was too many people. Why would they ship them off anyway? The Union had to bring people back here. That's when they started bringing in their undesirables heavily to help fight with the Southern Federal Army, because we were tearing their butts up. That's where that song come from, that national anthem come from, right? So I'm going to tell you what happened. That national anthem came because the federal had us go and take their generals in captivity and take their swords from them. So that's when they said anybody that will come and fight and help us bring these heathens, these people that want to keep these poor black people in slavery, come and help us deliver them. But the black people was down there fighting against democracy. You know what federalism is? That's how the Constitution came about. That means we have to come and sit down in agreement and say, the Union, our people, white supremacists, will not attack the natives of this land and disrespect them. And this Constitution will watch over our people. Now, y'all set up y'all government and do what y'all can do to get y'all community back together. Go at it. And that's what we did. Not only that, I'm going to tell you something else we did. We built cities, businesses. We built them. And they tore them down. They tore them down. What happened is, when we started building Black Wall Street, it was everywhere. Here in Indiana and everywhere. Fountain Square was our Black Wall Street. You can look it up. When they started burning down those black Wall Streets all over the country, we gave up. We gave up and we just little mom and pop business every now and then. They don't mind that. But when you build a whole community up and start prospering over and getting your power and getting your dominion back, they don't want that. And who put that spirit in their mind? The Most High. Because what we was doing, we was trying to build our communities without him. We was trying to save ourselves. The only Yahweh, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. I go with his first name, his Hebrew name. That's why I say, okay. And then a lot of times when I say Jesus, that reflection of Caesar Borgia flash in my mind. It make me mad. So I start saying Yahweh. Now I don't get a black face, but I know who I'm talking about now. My spirit is at peace when I say that. I digress. Going back to this, I'm trying, take my time. Y'all don't have to listen to it, but if you want to learn, this is what he's teaching right here. I'm capturing it on this one video. Go back and look at his whole video. I'm capturing it right here. If you can deal with me for a second, we're going to show you why we are saying we need to unite again. The Most High left us down here, left everything set up for us to just come back, gather together, take our identity back, and just start living and acting like it, keeping the commandments of God. They can't stop that. How are they going to stop that? They going to come in and stop us from keeping the commandments of God? No, the Most High will, like you said, that swift recompense. But I'm going to look at the video. We're going to look at the video and everything, and I'm going to cut in and out, to hint.
This might sound crazy, but if you suffer from allergy,
I'm going to cut in and out to hint the points that I just made. Okay?
Military is up, that's ready, armed and ready to beat your ass. You are going to lose. Set it on fire. You don't know how to work a cannon. You don't even know how to set up a...
So what he's talking about, go back and check it out. He's saying when they declared war, the Civil War, the Union thought they had an army, but they didn't, because all of their army, the black people, came and joined the Federate, the Southern. Now, if they were running from their slave masters, why did they go back down there and join army with them? You see what I mean? They went back and united with the rest of their brothers and was fighting. When they did that, the white folks down there, it wasn't that many of them down there. They was up north. The few that was here on the land, when we went back and united, that was gathering together to be stronger. we was gathering, we didn't want to be fighting our own people. So we came back and fought with our people. Right? And why you look at all these flags, man? Look at all these people right now still say, I'd rather govern myself than have a bunch of people decide the majority rule. And they got more people to rule. If, well, this is later with the federal. Let's
campfire to keep you warm at night. You don't know how to set up a tent. You don't know how to set up a base. The army that went with the South ran the Union over. They had to compromise. That's the reason why Biden and them is trying to say it was all about slavery. No, it wasn't. It was not about slavery. There's no way that the Union would let go their employees, aka laborers, aka slaves, without replacements.
Okay, what he's saying is the Union never gave a damn about us. If we hadn't never ran down there and fought against us, they never would have claimed they were trying to free us. Okay? It was never about them fighting with the South was never about, it wasn't about slavery until we outnumbered them. Then they called in all of their allies, all their people from across the water, come, we'll do anything, we'll help you, we'll give you free land, we'll set you up, you just help us come and free these people, these good Christian black people from their slavery. Okay? That's how they did that, right?
Immediate replacements. Because otherwise they wouldn't have jobs to keep, businesses to run, houses to withhold, families to feed. They would not survive. They had to compromise. Taxes was...
You hear what he said? He said that even though they brought those people in, the people in, their allies in, they still couldn't take over the South because they had rebel teams everywhere, man. They couldn't defeat. They had to compromise. That's where the compromise came in. Now, trust me. We let our federal generals look at this man. He's decorated, man. We let our Edomite go in and talk for us. We stood behind them though, right? We stood behind them. We knew they had the same agenda, but we stayed in forces. We stayed together, united in forces, so we wouldn't have to fight against each other. Now, that was the black people, right? Now, where are the Native Americans? Where are the pale-faced Native Americans? Where are they? Were they on any picture? They should be with the Union. They were supposed to be with the Union. Now, let me see the Union show us all of them pale-faced Indians in uniform. Because they called in everybody they could get to come in to help because they didn't have an army. Why didn't they call in the 5 civilized tribes who they claim was with them, and we did them so wrong we killed them later after we used them? Where they at? We don't see them in uniform. See? Okay. Well, who we see in uniform? Come on.
Rolled out. Prices was raised. Benefits were allotted. The union kicked in for the employees. So now they're getting paid more. And I said this before, ain't that what a union is there for anyway? When it comes to a labor job, unions are there for the employees.
So his transition wasn't, like what I would have put in there, because basically I'm obviously I'm focusing on one point of view. How all of a sudden, we got land, we've got people that say they have claims to farms. We got all these black people. We got all these treaties with the Native Americans, but where are these Native Americans to claim the land? It was only black people claiming the land, claiming that they have farms and stuff here. It was the claims were made not with the Native Americans. The Native American claims came later. Who they call the Native Americans claim came later. And now we see the Hispanic claim is coming now because the terror have just united together. They just united those terror together and woke them up. But the Native Americans came from their 5 civilized tribes they sent over and then start sending them Canadians down to mix with those Edomite people who call themselves Indians, call themselves the original people of the land. You know, now they're over there. They had a few of Gad over there mixing with them, but after a while, over in Oklahoma and going up in Canada, they stopped the Afro-Gad from even mingling and associating with them. They pushed them to the side, just like all of the other mulatto groups that want to segregate from their dark-skinned relatives. Every one of them, Spaniard, wherever we are at. And Esau laid his seed everywhere. His seed separates from us like oil and water. So you'll know that wherever you see them wherever you see Esau's seed, they're set in government. That separates us right away. That makes them say, hey, we're above you and you're the tail. We're the head, they're the head, and we're the tail everywhere we go. You can know who the terror is because the terror is the head, and the original people are the tail in every land. It's easy, man. It's easy. If you don't see this, you don't want to see it. Let's keep watching.
To make sure that allegedly that you're getting treated right. You're getting compensated for the work that you're doing. This is still ongoing right now. So no, the Union didn't win. They came together. Because as soon as they came back together, that's when it was called the United States. Prior to that, it was the Union States. Prior to the Civil War, it was the Union States. After the Civil War, it was the United States. So they unified. So what happened to that Confederate?
See here? This is what we're dealing with right here. This is the way it looked back then. Who was doing all the fighting? Let's see that man in that gray uniform? That's who beat the Union. And the Union was calling in, like Dane was saying, they called in farmers, whatever, whoever you were, come in. The women were shooting guns out the window. They was poisoning. They was doing whatever they could to try to beat this Southern because they didn't want us to have the power. Because just like you see these men, the Edomites in their suits, now they behind us, but we up ahead walking point, clearing out the path for them. And they beside us when it comes to doing all the talking and all of that, you know. That way you'll stop the war and negotiation. Their delegates, they were supposed to be our delegates when we know that the federal, they end up becoming the Ku Klux Klan's mentor for us, right? But this is how the Confederate is supposed to look right here. Every man governing, having dominion over the earth. That's what the federal is supposed to look like. Every man having his own dominion, his own land for his family, his ancestry. There's plenty of land here for everybody, right? There's plenty of land here for everybody. This is what it's supposed to look like right here. And that's what the Union claimed to have with their democracy. But democracy is all the people who are for one cause get on one side and outnumber the people on that side who's for a different cause, and then white supremacy started setting there. Once they had us outnumbered, they started setting their agenda to get the power over everything, the schools, everything, the investments, everything, the docks, everything, our education, our food, what we eat, our medicine, eugenics. That's what happened. And with the politics, they could now eventually pull that South in with them, with the businesses and the politics for white supremacy, you know, and homosexuality help as a conduit to help channel the power of the businesses, the finances, the military, everything that they were supposed to be setting up government with us. They took it and moved it over on the side of white supremacy and the union. Now we're standing here. We let them be our spokesman. They say, okay, what we'll do, we'll make them think they still have spokesmen. We'll put people like Roland Martin and not George D. Group, Roland Martin, all, Jesse Jackson, all of that, Christian pastors, Muslim pastors. We'll make them think they still have a voice in this government, because the government is how they filter out your resources, through their government. They doing all kind of stuff, filtering stuff underground, got all your gold out, they got everything out. We sitting up here, didn't even realize that we are supposed to be governing ourselves and uniting in our government. We signed the treaties with them because they couldn't win. Let's keep watching. I ain't gonna be on you too long, Dane, but all praise to the Most High.
It was federalized. Think about that. Don't we have a federal government right now? We got local governments. Federal government at the top, right? Not a confederal government. Why?
Okay, let's see what he said.
Now I just went live.
Okay, since he didn't want to go right into it. Why? Because that was the agreement, the Constitution, the Peace and Friendship Treaty, the rights of indigenous people, the human rights, all the treaties before the Constitution, all of that was grandfathered in as our protection against them. But they put us to sleep when they sent us to their boarding schools, right? They put us to sleep. While men slept, the enemy crept in and sowed weeds among the wheat. Yeah, they sowed the tare. These are people coming in confusing us, teaching us, stealing our culture away from sea, because all that prophecy had to be fulfilled. Because a lot of us still knew who we were when Esau when he first came over here. But we had to be destroyed. And just before we was destroyed, we jumped up and started. When we was destroyed, they took the chains off. We jumped up and started trying to rebuild without the Most High. That's the problem. The Most High knew it. It's in His script. He let it happen. We need a Savior. No man's gonna save us. Deuteronomy 68 and 28, 28 and 68. No man will buy them. No man gonna save us. We need to keep these laws. So he's coming back. It's the 1/3 is just about sealed. He's coming back, deliver us. People having dreams of flying saucers, Luke Cage powers, Wonder Woman powers. We got all kind of powers. They know we about to come back with these powers to round up the heathens, okay? So, but I want to tell you this, what I'm showing you now is something that can deliver a lot of people. This dude got a big platform. And most of them won't be Israelites because y'all won't face this history right here. You got to claim where you walk, where you stand. They won't know for sure that they in the will of the Most High until they realize that they are the Israelites. And y'all got to pick up this history and explain it from this point of view. If not, the people all down south, man, all those people claiming to be kin to the slaves from Africa that was brought over here with the slaves that's in America, ancestors in America. That's totally wrong, man. That means all of the people over here is the Southern Kingdom. They got that wrong because the way you guys are explaining it.
Too long ago, in that live stream, I was talking about unincorporated land, unregulated lands. But I was also giving you a hint into how this government came into play. Oh, since you don't want to lay claim to this land, okay, it's public now. We federalized this land. It's ours now. It's no longer Confederate, which goes back to what I was saying in the live stream. Wait a minute. So if you had a Confederacy, is that what you meant?
See, and I'm going to end it with this right here, because I'm sure my brother, he doing a good job. But it's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution, which would be the First Amendment, the right to self-identify, and it's in Peace and Friendship Treaty. Not only that, when we wake up and come to consciousness to realize what they've done, then we are supposed to unite and get. They got to give us money allotment, because they've been selling our birth certificates. Hey, they've been selling us for years, 200 or 300 years. That's where they got all their wealth from. They built those other countries up selling our energy, the slave energy. They built those other countries up from the slave energy. They had us plugged into their workforce, drawed our energy for 500 years, and built up all their allies. Right? They built them all up. Started with the small hats. Okay? So, right here, he's saying where we went federal. Federal only means we sleep. And we don't know how to run the government, come and stand back up. Those contracts never died, bro. They never died. Only the people's knowledge. He said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. We perishing because y'all won't unite together and come back and claim who we are before this nation that's stealing all our resources, and demand them either civil war or y'all stop, give us back, get the land right, get everything right, sit down. When y'all gonna move back to that East Coast or wherever you at? Go wherever you at, Hawaii, go where you want to go. But y'all not running this land and running us no more. We don't want you. And if you're going to stay here and we're going to go back into a civil war, then I guess we better have at it. Anybody want to help us, want to send us some guns, send us some rocket launchers, send us some equipment to knock them jets out the air, knock them drones out. We got to get busy, man. If that's what y'all want, let's just bring it civil war back. If y'all saying that's how y'all got control of this country, you did not beat us and get control of this country. Mentally, the Most High made us weak and bowed down to, and separated us, let you divide us. Well, we didn't have no strength. We didn't have no numbers, right? There was no strength. So we know how y'all got control. But now the curse is reversing. You got to give it back up. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Please like and share. I doubt if many people will go this far. Let's make sure we didn't leave anything out.
Have the sovereignty? Oh, wait a minute. So the land is sovereign and it's up for grabs for anyone to claim? Yes, unrestricted is the same as unincorporated. Absolutely. Yes. These people walk over us without us knowing. Paper genocide. They were legally able to do it under the color of law, however they wanted to be. I was watching them begin. I didn't get a chance to see the entire video of Cat Williams.
Okay, he's moving into something that Cat Williams has said. All praises to the Most High, though. You know, man, he's on point. He's been on point. I've been trying to show y'all. So hopefully I can get this out and y'all can kind of understand and dive into this research and go check out his research. This particular part of history is what y'all don't have. So what that is telling me, that the Most High set us back in place when he took them chains off. The only thing we didn't know how to do is keep the law. But some of us did. Some of us, the Apostolic Church, some of them people went out of here keeping the Most High's laws. They might not have put the fringes on, but loving, treating their brother right, everything. You know what I mean? Coming away from their sins as far as immoral sins, you know, getting married. We did that. So what we are saying is, it's your turn now. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do to bring y'all kids in. We're going to need y'all to do that. Okay? So all praises to the Most High. And Dane Conway, I tell you all the time, check his research out. Maybe y'all can win the brother. If y'all start teaching it right, he'll flow right on in. This man ain't against research, but he ain't trying to come over while y'all on some other stuff. You know what I mean? And look at all the people he got with him that'll come if y'all start teaching this right. They're not going to leave this research. They standing here pointing at this research by being on his platform. And a lot of them are Israelites too and claim to be Israelites too. But he just don't talk religion. All praises.